The other question is, should you have spoken up much earlier? You didn't. Everyone wants to know today. Why didn't you speak up during 2G? Why didn't you speak up during Colgate? Why didn't you speak up? I think it was June 2010 that Times Now broke the CWG scam and Railgate. You could have spoken up, and you can't take the defense that you were not very actively there.
No, I'm sorry.
You have been for some time effectively be in charge of the 2014 re-election campaign.
My position was that I report to the Prime Minister. Whatever I had conversations with the Prime Minister, whatever I felt about these issues, I made it abundantly clear to the Prime Minister. I was involved in the legislation, RTI legislation, and now I have helped pass the Lokpal bill. I bring you back. The real issue here is participation of people in politics. It is bringing youngsters into the political system. It is opening out the political system. That's where nobody wants to talk. Everybody is perfectly happy with 500 people running the entire system in India. None of you want to raise that issue, the fundamental issue. How do we choose candidates?
Do you feel you undermined yourself by remaining silent? You did not use your immense clout. I want to ask you this, Mr. Gandhi. When this whole Pawan Kumar Bansal and Ashwini Kumar episode happened, for 6 days the government batted back. Everyone said this is unacceptable. 6 days, the parliament was washed out. Do you feel in retrospect, that's a very specific question, do you feel in retrospect that you could have spoken out earlier? Mr. Gandhi, please be frank with me on this. Do you feel you should have spoken out earlier?
What I feel is that this country needs to start looking at the fundamental issues at hand. The fundamental issues at hand, the fundamental political issue at hand is that our political system is controlled by too few people. And we absolutely have to change the way our political system is structured. We have to change our political parties. We have to make them more transparent. We have to change the processes that we use to elect candidates. We have to empower women in the political parties. That's where the meat of the issue is. But I don't hear that discussion. I don't hear the discussion about how are we actually choosing that candidate? That's never a discussion. Discussion is, once everything is over...
It's a discussion. I'm asking you, how are you choosing Ashok Chavan? That's a discussion I'm willing to have. How are you choosing Veerbhadra Singh? They're elected representatives, they hold clout.
Absolutely.
Does their clout make them oblivious to public accountability and scrutiny?
No, their clout does not make them oblivious. But the real point here is the system behind them that has no processes, no systems, and we just assume that the thing is going to work. What we have to do is we have to open that up. We have to open that and bring youngsters into that. And that no one is discussing.
Mr. Gandhi, a lot of people felt when you say, I will not make compromises, you got a round of applause when you spoke up on the ordinance. Now, there are many people who faulted you for your technique and said this is not the right way to do it. He could have chosen a slightly more discreet or polite way to do it. Not that I suggest that was impolite. But I want to extend that further, Mr. Gandhi, and I want to ask you, will you make compromises, Mr. Gandhi? Are you willing to make compromises for politics? For political purposes, alliances, or convenience?
My long-term view on this is that we need to take the Indian political system to a different place. We need to bring in youngsters and we need to move away from this concentration of power. Unfortunately, the political system today is at a particular place. And I cannot simply ignore the fact that the political system is at that place. So certainly, there are points at which you might have to take a decision where you're not 100% happy with it. But the long-term idea for me is to transform the system, is to bring in youngsters and to make sure that they are empowered.
Lalu Prasad has been convicted on the 30th of September 2013 for the alleged fraudulent withdrawal of crores of rupees from the Chaibasa treasury in the 1990s, a case you are completely aware of. My question to you is, Mr. Gandhi, will you make that compromise, despite this case, to enter into a political arrangement? Because when you spoke about the ordinance, there was the backdrop of the Lalu Prasad case, which was also coming up. Will you make that compromise?
These decisions in the Congress party are made by senior leaders.
You're the boss.
Yeah, coming to it. They are made by senior leaders. Our alliance in Bihar is with a political party with an idea. It is not with an individual. We're making an alliance, and it's not certain that we are going to make an alliance. We are in the process of talking to people, and our alliance is with an idea, with a party. It is not with an individual.
If I were to take that further and challenge you, Mr. Gandhi, in saying that there is talk about possible alliances with the DMK, a possible alliance with Lalu Prasad, and if you are accused, please don't take it that I'm accusing, if you are accused by others and your political opponents of saying, he talks about not making small compromises, but he agrees to enter into convenient alliances with parties for a short-term political purpose, how will you justify yourself?
We are fighting an election. We're going to win that election. There are alliance partners. There is our alliance partner in Maharashtra. There is our alliance partner in Bihar. We have alliance partner in Jharkhand. And we are making an alliance with their perspective, their view. We are not making an alliance with an individual.
Leader of the party is Lalu Prasad. Hence, you are making an alliance with an individual.
No, we are making an alliance with a political party.
So, but these are not settled alliances yet. But you're open to them.
Yeah.
Mr. Gandhi, the other question is that of price rise. You got a round of applause when you spoke about the LPG cylinders, and you told the Prime Minister quite charmingly that, Mr. Prime Minister, please make things more, less difficult for households. Now, Mr. Rahul Gandhi, I'm not just talking about that. I'm questioning your silence for all these years, because in this period, 2004 to 13, wholesale price index of food goes up by 157%, vegetables by 350%, and onions by 521%. You don't speak on that. When Raj Babbar says you can get food at 12 rupees per meal, you don't speak then. When Rashid Masood says you can get a meal for 5 rupees, you don't speak then. The accusation there is, and the general feeling is, Mr. Rahul Gandhi, that you've really woken up on this issue after the 4-0 drubbing in the last state elections. You concede that?
No. I think women are the backbone of this country. I think women need to be empowered. And I felt that price rise is an issue. Cylinders were a big issue. I went to Kerala and I got the sense that women were concerned about that. And I made that view clear to everybody in the AICC session.
But you didn't intervene earlier.
I've been working with the Prime Minister on the price issue. I've been in discussions with him, and we have taken steps, for example, in our states where we've called the chief ministers, and we've taken steps that have actually reduced the prices of vegetables in our states. So it's not that I just woke up, it's that I've been working on it. I've been working on it systematically. But I think what I really feel, again, is that we need to start looking at empowering women, bringing them in and listening to them.
Did UPA 2 let you down on prices?
Well, prices are a reality. We've been...
Did the government let you down? When I look back at your comments, I find a comment each time, 2009, 10 and 11, you had a lot of faith in the Prime Minister. You always say, I had discussions with the Prime Minister.
I still have faith in the Prime Minister. He's our leader.
Does the government's track record on prices not make your faith in the Prime Minister shake a little?
Well, we are working on prices. As I said, we've spoken to our chief ministers, and we have reduced the prices in the states where we are.
So you've not woken up to it only because of political purposes?
No.
You're not using it right now only for political purposes. Mr. Gandhi, what do you think of the Aam Aadmi Party? And why are your views constantly shifting on the Aam Aadmi Party? On the 8th of December, after the loss, you came out, quite candidly spoke about traditional, non-traditional parties being those who have involved a lot of people. Suddenly, I find that now you seem to be overcritical of the Aam Aadmi Party. I presume you were talking of them when you said that there are people who can give haircuts to the bald. Were you referring to them, talking of parties who overmarket themselves? Which party were you talking of?
The work that I've done in the Congress Party, the work that I've done in the Youth Congress, and the work that I'm going to do in the future is about bringing youngsters into this party, strengthening processes, strengthening candidate selection processes, strengthening policy processes. Okay. I made a comment about the Aam Aadmi Party where I said there is something that we can learn from them.
Yes.
And what I felt we could learn from them is that they reached out to people in a particular way that was good. There are things that I don't think we should take away from them. I think We have fundamental strengths in the Congress party, and it's something that we've been working on for 3 or 4 years now. And the real power of the Congress party is the depth of our organization. And you can't actually make change, frankly, by destroying things.
Yeah, I understand, but in a recent interview, Mr. Chidambaram said he felt the decision to provide support to the Aam Aadmi party was unnecessary and that the opinion was divided on this within the Congress party. Having seen what you have in the recent days and the chaos that has followed in Delhi over the last few days, do you agree with that view? Do you also feel, in retrospect, Mr. Gandhi, that support to the Aam Aadmi party may have been something you shouldn't have done? Please be candid and frank with me on this.
No, I think as far as I'm concerned, the Aam Aadmi party won an election in Delhi, and we thought that we would assist them.
They got less seats than the BJP.
Yeah, we thought we would assist them because our party felt we should give them a chance to prove themselves. And one can see what they're doing. One can see exactly how much they've proved themselves.
What is your view on Arvind Kejriwal?
He's a leader of an opposition party, like many others. What we have to do as a Congress party, and again, in front of us, we have an election. What we have to do in the Congress party is basically 3 things. One is we have to transform ourselves. We have to bring in youngsters. We have to give them space. 2 is we have to look at manufacturing. We have to look at how we can set up. We've already set up the corridors, north, south, east, west. How we can take the energy of the Indian people and build a manufacturing superhouse. That is what I think the real issue is.
Are you using the Aam Aadmi party to split the anti-Congress vote bank?
No.
To keep Mr. Modi out of power?
You're implying that we have brought the Aam Aadmi party?
No, I'm not implying. I'm saying that there is a theory, and I want your view on it, that the Congress is propping up the Aam Aadmi party, putting them on an extended leash, so that they somehow divide the anti-Congress vote. You see, had the Aam Aadmi party not been there, the BJP might have done much better in Delhi, and maybe at a smaller level that experiment can be extended.
I think you underestimate the power of the Congress party. I think the Congress party, I don't think the Congress party could even do that if they wanted to, but I think the Congress party is an extremely powerful system, and all that the Congress party needs to do is bring in younger, fresher faces, which is what we're going to do in the next election, and we're going to win the election.
You will win the election?
Yeah, we'll win the election.
You're confident about that?
Reasonably confident.
If you don't win, do you take full responsibility for it?
I mean, if we don't win,
do you take full responsibility?
I am the vice president of the party. Of course, I take responsibility for it.
If the Aam Aadmi party goes against Sheila Dikshit in the CWG scam, will you continue supporting them? As there are reports, they will.
I mean,
you're close to Sheila Dikshit.
I've already said that regardless of who the person is, if there is an issue of corruption, the law should take its own course. That's my position. I didn't choose to be born in this family. I didn't sign up and say, listen, I'd like to be born in this family. It happened. So the choice in front of me is pretty simple. I can either turn around and say, okay, listen, I'll just walk away from this thing and leave it alone.